Hi, I'm Robert Schuler with Melissa's here to introduce to you our newest cookbook. This is our Hatch Pepper Cookbook. This is actually our second book. From consumer demands, we listened, we heard that you needed new recipes. It was back in 2013 when we first came out with this Hatch Chili Cookbook. And now we have an exciting new book that has over 101 recipes. The photographs for these recipes are absolutely delicious. The authors of the cookbook, again, are the owner, Sharon Hernandez, Chef Ida Rodriguez, and Chef Tom Fraker. So, as you open up the book, we'll go into the table of contents that talks all about what Hatch chilies and what makes them so special. We also talk about all the essential ingredients. Now, our original cookbook talked about how to just use the fresh chilies in Hatch recipes. Our new book encompasses not only the fresh chilies, the dried chilies, but a whole encompassment of product line that we now do at Melissa's, like salsa. We do a line of red chili powder, green chili powder, seasoning, Hatch chili seasoning, Clean Snacks, which is a granola type product you can throw on top of yogurt. Also, we do Hatch popcorn, believe it or not. We not only do it as a popcorn, as a spicy popcorn, but we also do it as a kettle corn as well. But let's talk about the Hatch chili and what makes it so special and what you'll read about in the book. Now, Hatch chilies come all the way from Hatch, New Mexico. It's actually the chili capital of the world. It is a green chili at the beginning of the season. As we make our way to the end of the season, which is in late September, they're typically red. So usually the Hatch chili season starts late July, early August, and goes through all of September. What makes, and you'll read about this in the introduction of the book, is what makes the Hatch chilies so special. The way they're grown, the area in the country of where they're grown, and what feeds them. And that is the Rio Grande River feeds the Chili Valley. And we're at an altitude where the altitude of Hatch is where it allows for really hot temperatures during the day, but then they cool down at night. So that allows for these Hatch chilies to have a really thick skin. So when you roast them, they're extremely easy to peel. As we venture through our book here, we'll talk about the roasting and how you can roast these fresh Hatch chilies at home. If you're able to take advantage of going to a Hatch chili roasting in a local store, go to melissas.com and check our homepage for all the roastings at local stores throughout the United States at melissas.com. And check it out because when people buy Hatch chilies, they usually buy them by the case. The cases are about 25 pounds, and it's so easy when you get them roasted at the store because what they do is they take about 25 pounds of chilies, they throw it into a Hatch chili roaster, very unique if you've never seen one before, and within 7 minutes, your Hatch chilies will perfectly char. And then what you do is you bring out home the box, let them rest onto your counter, and this all is explained in the book. And then at that time, you decide how much you want to use of the 25 pounds for everyday cooking, because you can keep them in the refrigerator for up to a week, or you have to freeze them. And for those Hatch chili lovers out there, you can freeze them for over a year. Really, you just need to freeze them up to a year until the next Hatch chili season occurs. So it will talk about how to grill them, whether it's on the stove, on a barbecue, or if you take advantage of a local store Hatch roast as well. Now, the book is broken down to several sections, and it goes into appetizers, salads, Hatch breads, Hatch side dishes, Hatch entrees, Hatch soups, salsas, condiments, and even desserts. These desserts like Hatch pepper pecan and vanilla bean ice cream to a hot and cold lemon lime sorbet. So I hope you're excited as I am about our new Hatch Pepper Cookbook that just debuted in July 2021. Be one of the first ones to get it out there. Following up with me here today is two of our chefs and main chefs for the ingredients and recipes within this book, Chef Tom and also Chef Ida will be cooking some exciting recipes from our book.
If that looks good to you, stick around. I'm going to show you how to make them, and we'll start with the chowder. Okay, so we're going to put the bacon in there and brown it up in a hot pot, and you want it to get nice and crispy. And don't worry about anything sticking to the bottom because it's going to release from there anyway. That's all flavor. And this is get some onions in there, some celery. We're going to mix that around a little bit, add some butter. And the hatch chili. This is a roasted hatch, chopped up. And stir that around, get all the bacon incorporated, and add some more butter. And then add some flour. Basically, we're making a roux to thicken it up. So you throw all the flour in at once, and then mix it. See how the stuff's releasing from the bottom, and even more will come up. So then we're add the milk, and we're gonna add the heavy cream. And these are diced potatoes, and the bay leaf. And this is red hatch powder. And we're gonna stir that all up, and we're gonna bring it to a boil. Once it's boiling, we're gonna have to turn it down to a simmer. And let that go for a while. While we're waiting, we can take the clams out of the shells. And for presentation's sake, you might want to leave some in, a few of them in the shell still, and you can just place it right on top when you're plating it. And that's the liquor, what they call the liquor. It's the fluid that the lambs or the clams were cooked in. And this is roasted corn, grilled corn. And the clams, the steamed clams, and you can see how the roux really thickened it up, and that's what you want. And then this is some cilantro we can garnish it with, and this is what I was talking about with the clams from earlier. So you can plate them on there, sprinkle it with a little bit of the fresh cilantro, and there you have it. And now the challah bread. So we're going to start out with the yeast. This is active dry yeast. And some warm water, and that'll bloom it to activate the yeast. And this is sugar that's going to feed the yeast, a little bit of oil, 1 egg, and you mix all that together. And this is flour, all-purpose flour. These are the pecans that are chopped up, and Melissa's tart cherries. And with the dough hook on a mixer, or you can do it by hand, we're going to mix it all together.
Little at a time.
You may have to add some more flour if it's too sticky, and which it could be because of weather conditions and such. It can change. And then you just, on a lightly dusted board, the rusted dough comes out of the bowl, and then we're going to split it into thirds because we want 3 strands for the braid. And just roll them out into like a cigar shape, and then you start braiding it. So you pinch the tops together so it holds it, and now you're just going to braid it. And you lay that on your parchment paper in the pan. This is just egg and a splash of water to make an egg wash. This will make the bread more of a golden color when it's done, after it's done cooking. And you put that in the preheated oven. And when you're done, this is what you have. And I like to slice it up, toast it, and put a little butter on it, and have at it. Stick around. Thanks for watching. Chef Ida's next.
Hi, I'm Chef Ida here at Melissa's, and today we're going to cook 2 of my favorite recipes from our new Hatch Chili Cookbook. First recipe is pepper talukos, which are made with dry hatch chilies, and hatch enchilada suizas, which is made with fresh roasted chilies. First, we're going to make a slit in the chilies to remove the seeds. Shake the seeds out before we add them to some warm water to soak them and soften the chilies. In the meantime, we'll make our sauce. The sauce is going to consist of orange juice, cider vinegar, 3 cones of Melissa's piloncillo, some herbs, garlic, Melissa's fresh peeled garlic, 1 teaspoon of thyme, and 1 teaspoon of oregano. Let that come to a boil so that the piloncillo will dissolve. In the meantime, we're going to make our filling. We're going to add a little bit of oil to the pan, some of Melissa's soy riso, and some refried beans. Make sure those are incorporated thoroughly and warmed to add to our chilies. And then check on our piloncillo, make sure it's dissolving. Stir the beans, they're getting nice and warm. And you can see where the piloncillo is dissolving. Once it's dissolved, you add the softened chilies into your sauce and let them sit in there for 15 minutes just to get the flavor of the sauce into the chili. And then put your chilies on a plate, open them up, and fill them with the soy riso and bean mixture that we made. And then top them with some cheese and plate them into your baking dish. We'll add a little bit of cream on top and some more cheese and bake them until the cheese is melted and bubbly. Voila. Make sure and plate them with a little bit of sauce. Next, we'll make enchilada suizas. We're using tomatillos. You might have to remove the husk from the tomatillos and just give them a quick rinse to remove the sticky residue on them. Chop your vegetables all into uniform pieces. We're going to saute them in a pan with a little bit of oil. Stir them up, saute them. Add some cilantro, the hatch chilies, some chicken broth, and let them cook until the chilies and peppers are completely cooked and softened. After you've blended the mixture in the blender, return them back to your pot, bring it to a boil, add the heavy cream and sour cream, and mix it thoroughly. Let it reduce for about 5 minutes. In the meantime, heat some oil in a pan. Saute your tortillas that you're going to roll on each side, and then pat them dry. Add some of the sauce to your cooked chicken. Use the chicken to fill the tortillas, a little bit of cheese, and roll them up. Add the remaining sauce and any remaining cheese you might have into the pan and bake them. And voila! Enchiladas suizas are done. Thank you for watching. Make sure and check out these recipes and other delicious recipes in our new Hatch cookbook.